Well, we begin with this morning's top story, Russia's apparent interference with the U.S. presidential election. Intelligence sources tell CBS News that U.S. officials believe Russia not only tried to influence the election, but also worked to help Donald Trump defeat Hillary Clinton.
The news was first reported last night by the Washington Post. The paper says the CIA shared with a group of senators a secret assessment that electing Trump was Russia's goal. Just over a month before the election, 17 U.S. intelligence agencies accused the Russian government of hacking emails from the Democratic National Committee and Hillary Clinton's campaign, which were then published on WikiLeaks. Earlier intelligence assessments concluded Moscow's actions were aimed at eroding confidence in the American electoral system. But according to the Washington Post, the latest CIA assessment found that the operation was aimed at boosting Trump's chances of winning the White House. Additionally, the New York Times reports that Russia also hacked the Republican National Committee, but did not release any of that information. Republicans deny this.
The Trump transition team responded to the news with a statement reading in part, "These are the same people that said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. The election ended a long time ago." Russia has in the past denied interfering in the U.S. election. There was no comment from the White House.
The news came just hours after President Obama ordered a full review of Russian hacking during the campaign. For more on all of this, we're joined by Washington Post columnist Catherine Rampell. Catherine, good morning.
Good morning.
Catherine, the Trump campaign is issuing a fairly broad dismissal here of the evidence. Do you think that there is any chance in the coming days that the president-elect changes his position?
Has the president-elect ever publicly changed his position when it comes to his own legitimacy about the win? No. I think that the campaign, or the transition team and Trump himself are going to view this through a partisan lens, regardless of what the results are, and are going to say this is an attempt to delegitimize his win, to delegitimize his future administration, and therefore all of the conclusions that would come out of such a report are suspect.
According to the Post report, this information was presented to a group of senators before the election, but there was a partisan divide as to how to handle it.
Yes. Because there is a question about, again, delegitimizing the potential win, delegitimizing the entire process. And, you know, the American public has a right to know about any potential interference by a foreign entity into our democratic process, into the legitimacy of our elections. But there is a question about how do you present this information without antagonizing the president-elect, and how do you present this information without compromising the peaceful transition of power?
Well, it should be noted that President Obama apparently exhibited some reluctance in terms of letting this come out to the public because he thought during an election cycle it would seem partisan. It is also worth noting that Donald Trump is tweeting about The Apprentice this morning, so this does not seem top of mind necessarily, Catherine. As it concerns the transition, there is word out that Rex Tillerson, the president and CEO of ExxonMobil, may be Donald Trump's top pick for Secretary of State. He also has very close ties to Vladimir Putin. Do you think that pick is now going to be under heightened scrutiny?
Of course, it would have been under heightened scrutiny no matter what, given that Trump has said very flattering things about Putin throughout the campaign, saying that we should have a warmer relationship with Russia, et cetera, and has complimented Putin's leadership. All of that, and as well as whatever business ties he may have to Russia and to Russian businesses, all of that has called into question both what kind of relationship his campaign may have had with Putin, secret or public, as well as what his policies towards this frenemy of ours would be like going forward. So this pick in particular inflames a lot of those concerns.
All right, Catherine Rampell, thanks for being with us this morning.